Okay, I'd like to welcome our 5 distinguished speakers that came to join us tonight. We have Dr. Woldu from University of Houston, Clear Lake. We have Dr. Sheridan Schwartz from TSU. Dr. Paul Joseph. Dr. Tariq Hussein. And Dr. Malachi Crawford. Okay, so first we'd like to welcome up Dr. Woldu to give us a speech on African issues. Dr. Woldu is an assistant professor, of course, at our school, University of Houston, Clear Lake. He's a professor of anthropology and cross-cultural studies, and he's from East Africa. Welcome, Dr. Woldu.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. I think it's a great privilege to be here today to not only learn about Africa, but to celebrate Africa as well. So thank you for coming so much. So a little bit about me, of course, you can see it on the screen. I'm a medical anthropologist. I teach here as an assistant professor, but also I teach topics on African studies as well. So I am the Africanist on campus here, teaching on not only social medicine, but also topics on African studies. So just to give you a little bit, I am very familiar from East Africa, originally from Eritrea, and my research is pretty much in that region as well. So actually my research area is in Kenya. So I pretty much do my research on infectious diseases, both in urban and rural Kenya. So I'll give you a little bit information about what the Eastern and kind of Central Africa look like. So this is one of the most diverse, the most culturally rich places you could find pretty much on the planet. It's one of, obviously the continent is very, very diverse, very, very rich in whether from a social perspective, from an economic perspective, and from a historical perspective. We're talking about a continent that in many cases has been completely misunderstood, sometimes misrepresented, whether it's in our media or maybe not that much covered in our academic circles as well. So East Africa pretty much covers regions from Sudan and Eritrea all the way down to maybe Congo, northern Congo, I would say. So this is an area where you have a very diverse society, very diverse cultures, and has a great potential to be a great economic hub as well. And this is a region where you have a long history of trade and very complex society, the development of complex society, whether you're talking on the Swahili coast or whether you're talking about the Red Sea region. You have a very deep history in terms of development of complex society and cultures. And it's not just, we see it in a text or something, but this is archaeologically very rich region as well. So let's talk about the kind of social composition of this region. So in Ethiopia and Eritrea alone, there are about, 80 or close to 85 linguistic groups. So this is a region, the Horn of Africa is also, this is what we call Horn of Africa: Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, and Sudan, Kenya, maybe sometimes Uganda is considered part of the Horn as well. But it's not like a well-defined terminology, but we're talking about. That's part of, we don't have the map here. I wish we had map over here, but so at least I could have told you where we were talking about. So, and you go to kind of the main Eastern Africa, you have Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Congo, parts of Congo. This is mostly the Bantu-speaking area. This is hugely Bantu-speaking communities. Obviously, Swahili is widely spoken, so Swahili is mostly spoken, obviously in Kenya, in Tanzania, but you have Swahili speakers also in northern Congo. So my colleagues and friends will obviously help me in that aspect. But just to give you a general idea, it's a very diverse community. So in Tanzania alone, there are what, 130 ethnic groups or linguistic groups. I'm sure in Kenya it's probably about 40 or 45 ethnic groups. So when we talk ethnic groups in the African context, we're talking about linguistic groups. So linguistics becomes kind of an ethnic category in those regions. So if you go to Congo, that's even more diverse. You have maybe Lingala and Ndebele, many other ethnic groups become more dominant. You go to Rwanda and Burundi, you have the Hutus and Tutsis as well, but also other many ethnic groups. That being the kind of social and cultural complexity of the region, in terms of economy, it's the hub of, one of the largest exporters of minerals, especially when we talk the Great Lake region. Congo. Congo is the richest country in the world in terms of natural research. It has, one of the most important minerals in the world. In fact, Congo is the only country that provides your cell phone. If you have your cell phone, the mineral that's made for cell phone comes pretty much exclusively from Congo. It's called coltan, if I'm correct, or it's a form of titanium. So we're talking about a region that's very rich. And obviously, my friends are going to cover the rest of Africa as well. And you will see the walls of the continent. Obviously, there are different kinds of problems like any part of the world. Problems are part of us. We learn from them and kind of build ourselves out of problems. And we always become a better society when there are adversities. So adversities don't usually, we're not going to deny them, but at the same time, I think this is a region that's, in our history sometimes we have been challenged, but we tend to come out of it. So it's a beautiful region from an ecotourism perspective. I mean, if you go to Tanzania or Kenya, you'll see the beauty of nature. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. So it's not because I'm from that part of the world, but that's true. It's really beautiful. Yeah. So whether you wanted to see beaches, whether you wanted to see nature, and you've heard about Masai Mara. I mean, obviously we don't want to be represented by animals. That's not the only thing we offer. We offer a lot of things. But also that's something that we are proud of. It's a region that's very, very rich in natural, not only in terms of minerals, but also the ecological life is very lovely. So if you have any questions, I think we're going to get there. So we have to move to the next. Yes. All right, thank you so much for listening.